Joey, the summertime is here.
It's upon us.
And today,
sweltering heat.
it's sweltering heat. It's borderline 80 degrees here in Seattle.
Yeah.
And today, we're taking a walk on the mild side.
Nicholas has not informed me what we're about to have. So I
Where-
don't know. Hold on. Let me guess. We're taking
Sure.
a walk on the mild side.
Yeah.
We're taking a walk on the mild side.
Hey, baby.
Yeah. Take a walk on the mild side. What? I honestly have no fucking clue what this is going to be. Can you give me one more hint before you pull it out? He's got a Trader Joe's bag where he's hiding the drink.
Well, I made us a little pre-show cocktail because during the show, we might not be having any alcohol at all.
What now?
Today we're drinking non-alcoholic pacer type drinks, something that comes in a can that you could, blend in at a party drinking.
Very good.
But it doesn't have alcohol in it. It's for those days you're maybe taking a break from drinking, or you've just had one too many and you want a couple pacer drinks.
Very good.
So I picked up a can of hop water, peach flavored. That's a sparkling hop water crafted with adaptogens and nootropics. Mela watermelon water, which those are really good. I've had them before. I'm curious to see what you think. A Recess mood drink. That's grapefruit tangerine with magnesium and adaptogens. And then a tapache, I believe it's called, which is a fermented beverage tasting of prickly cactus prickly pear, that is.
You did that so cleanly and well.
Thank you.
Well, these are fun, all very fun brands. I've not heard of any of. Oh, I might have heard of Hop Water before, but I haven't heard of any of the rest of them. I am interested in one thing quickly.
Yes.
Some of these are basically being billed as non-alcoholic hard seltzer. Doesn't that just make them seltzer?
Where do you see hard? It's not hard. It's just a seltzer water.
Oh, I see.
Which one are you looking at?
Shit, I don't know.
These are no alcohol in here.
Yeah, no, I got it.
These are all NA, Joe.
Yeah, I got it. I think, but Hop Water is actually basically saying this is a alcohol-y type alternative drink. The rest of these, are they even being positioned as like?
I don't think they're necessarily doing that marketing themselves, but that's what this category has sort of become. It's like a very flavorful drink in a can that you could enjoy, and it's not soda, essentially.
Right.
But it's something that you could, and maybe we'll use it as a mixer later in the episode. We'll see.
I was going to predict where we were headed.
But these are basically, like I was saying, I think it's like you could bring this to a party that you didn't want to drink at and drink it and enjoy it and have a flavorful drink while you're talking with others.
See, now I've never indulged in a party I didn't want to drink at, but I certainly absolutely have been interested and even dabbled with the pacer situation of like, I could grab another beer. I could just grab something else to satiate me for the next 20 minutes and take a quick break from boozing.
We touched on this a little bit when we interviewed the Athletic Brewing guys years and years ago of the concept of a pacer beer.
What a different world we were in there where the head of Athletic Brewing was open to talking to us.
Now, they're on a rocket ship now and it's huge.
They are.
But so we're kind of getting back into that today. I thought around summertime too, I feel like there's days that you and I have had where it's like we don't really want to keep drinking, but we're hanging out and it'd be nice to have a little, fun beverage to have while we do it.
Oh, absolutely. And again, the pacing part is the attractive part. There are plenty of times where I like earnestly want to have like a couple of drinks and it gets away from me.
Yeah.
Because I'm having a good time. So I'm mindlessly
going
grabbing
down
another
easier.
one. Yes.
Yep.
But if I just said like my system today is one booze, one non-booze, one booze, I'll be too full before I'm too drunk.
Exactly. And you can mindfully drink that day, Joe.
Very good. I love to mindfully drink.
All right, which one do you want to start
Put
with?
my mind to this. I'm going to do pretty damn well. I can do anything drinking-wise if I put my mind to it.
I believe in you. Also, on the health nut phase, I brought some fruit for us today as well. Summer bounty has arrived. We have some blueberries and some Washington cherries.
Washington cherries are excellent. Blueberries are very good too, but those Washington cherries are like, you kind of can't. Cherry season is a little bit of a fleeting one.
Yeah.
And when they're
real enjoy it while it's here.
Succulent. And they're currently succulent.
That's good. Blueberries are a little later in the summer, I believe. Around here, those are probably from Mexico or California. But we jump in nonetheless. Where do you want to start? This recess one is like kind of a weird adaptogen one.
Let's start with
magnesium
that.
and stuff.
Let's start with the weird adaptogen one.
So this is grapefruit tangerine. The can is very pretty.
Yeah, got sort of a matte finish.
Yeah, matte finish and like an ombre type orange into pink
sunset
color.
palette.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Or sunrise.
Hey.
And so what are you talking about here? Minerals, and does this have something to do with my zodiac sign? Like what's going on with it?
Exactly. What are you, Gemini?
I'm a Scorpio.
Scorpio? This is for Scorpios.
Okay, good. So you can't have it? It'll be poison to a
It will be poison.
to a Libra like you.
That's me.
Cancer?
Cheers.
Cheers.
So it's got a little orange color to it. Yeah, got a little sharpness from the citrus for sure.
It's very pleasant. It's very summery. I see on the side of the can it says an antidote to modern times. Wow.
Now more than ever.
What specifically makes this an antidote to modern times besides it not having alcohol?
I think, let's read the can copy. So Recess is the name of it. We canned a feeling, a sparkling water to brighten your day with magnesium, adaptogens, and real fruit for the you are on your best days.
For the you are
For the you are. Now we have an explanation of what these benefits are. Magnesium for the brain, adaptogens like theanine and lemon balm to help maintain balance. And then it says, take a recess, create a moment in time, do with it what you wish. Calm, cool, collected.
Wow.
So in theory, they're saying this can, kind of ease you out. And I think like theanine is meant to do that. People take theanine to sleep and to relax their nervous system or something.
So that's what it's doing. The adaptogens and the theanine are relaxing me. Can I call something out though that I find very interesting? So this drink is called Recess.
Yep.
On the front of the cover it says Recess Mood.
Yeah.
And it's got kind of a sunset palette. Well, if you check out my LinkedIn page, our old friend of the show, Alex, and I co-founded a company in 2016 that we called Recess Made. And we had a sunset palette, I think that exact color palette on our website. I think the website is no longer active.
Maybe Alex is behind this. He didn't tell you.
Oh, that'd be classic, Alex. I have a very early mailbag because it's from Alex. Alex wrote to me the other day saying, loving the new format of cold cans. And then in response to the boxed wine episodes we had, he said, I think you guys should mix all 5 boxes and make a cold cans blend.
That would have been a great idea.
It would have been a great idea. This is why we need Alex back on the payroll.
The ideas guy. But he's too busy running a successful adaptogen beverage company.
He is, yeah. Recess Mood. He didn't deviate far from his other kind of ideas and brands.
Right.
He's made
kind of a wordplay guy. Everything's sort of based on wordplay, and then he starts with the name and goes from there.
Yeah. Then thinks of what the product should be.
Yeah.
He made an app recently, in all seriousness. He lives in Los Angeles, involved in sort of the writing community there, and made an app of basically only kind of indie theaters playing whatever limited run movies or older movies or something like that. And all of those things are typically kind of off the grid, off books, hard to find, like what the showtimes are. You go to each individual website.
Right. You got to be signed up for the newsletters for every one of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
The app's an aggregator of all of them. Wow. And it's a very pretty app. I can't remember what it's called.
That's
right
awesome.
Now, so I'm sorry, Alex.
Recess Movie, it's called.
It's called, yeah. We don't have to keep talking about Alex's apps. This is really
What about
good.
his traps? How do his traps look?
I won't talk about Alex's apps, but I will talk about Alex's traps. He has put on some muscle. I went out there recently. Alex is a big, strong boy.
Yeah.
Pulp Showtimes is what it's called, folks.
Oh, fun.
Go to
The app is 9 years old, or it's for 9-year-olds. What does that mean?
That's for 9-year-olds. Why would they prominently feature the age of an app? So that Nick's responded to it says
I thought
age
they did have that as like
old.
a form of verification, so you're not like this is a brand new app.
No, it's for if you're 8, you should not be using Pulp Showtimes. Way too raunchy for an 8-year-old. 9-year-old, totally fine. Anyway,
use the Pulp Free app. Come on,
Nicholas, stop.
Right. What did you think?
This. Yeah. I can taste the antigens, and I think they're really good. Adaptogens. I've adapted to these adaptogens. I don't know. It's good. I don't know what's going in my body, but it's a refreshing. It'd be a refreshing like alternative to like a spritzer. So if you mapped all these to boozy drinks, that's what it is.
I think that's a perfect call. The ingredients are filtered water,
perfect.
fruit medley tea infusion, pear juice concentrate, some other juices, and then they have their recessed magnesium blend, proprietary.
That's an ingredient? Recessed magnesium blend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the taste is good too.
It
does have a nice citrusy bite to it, and yeah, spritzer adjacent for sure. Where should we go next?
This one's calling to me the De La Calle.
Yeah, Tepache
Tepache.
de la Calle.
Now, is this a Mexican
Cactus,
drink? I see the Mexican
pear.
flag on the back of it.
It says fermented taste of Mexico. For generations, Tepache, a fermented probiotic drink made with pineapple rind and a unique blend of aromatics and spices, has been served and savored throughout Mexico.
So these are all kind of pseudoscience drinks. That's what you've brought to the table.
At the end of the day, yeah, that's I was drawn to them for a reason.
Well, they have bright cans. The cans, it looks like you're shopping at like a candy aisle. Oh,
Wow,
this is
colors.
the exact same color
Yeah,
as
very
Recess
similar.
Food. Oh, I got to sneeze.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, doggy.
Those adaptogens are clearing you out.
I'm allergic to adaptogens.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's it. It hit the nose harder. And then the taste
That
was
fermented.
much more vivid and bright.
Yeah, that fermented element gets you.
That's
It's
good.
got kind of a lingering savoriness to it almost as well.
You're chewing it.
Interesting. Wow. I like it.
I really like that. Both of these would go great in a boozy concoction.
Well, keep that in mind.
Okay. It's good.
That's a sipper too. Like I think you'd want to sip that pretty slowly. That's not necessarily a put the whole can down right away, like I do with alcoholic drinks.
And that would make it an excellent pacer. The whole point of the pacer is to buy me 20, 30 minutes
Exactly.
before my dumbass gets another beer.
Exactly.
And this does that. I like this a lot. I've never heard of this Tepache. That's excellent.
I've had one years ago that was not this flavor, but I don't remember what it tasted like. So yeah, this is a nice reminder, and it's good.
What is it? What are these drinks?
What do you mean?
They're not a juice. They're not a soda. They're not a
I think.
seltzer.
Oh, what would they be considered? I don't know. Canned beverage. I will say at the grocery store, there's an entire wall of these
Canned beverages?
Yes, there's so many different brands of these.
Wackadoo stuff.
Yeah, how are they all surviving?
Maybe they're not. Maybe by the time this episode drops, half of these will be out of business. This one should survive, but I don't know when I would drink it, except for I guess maybe that's what makes it unique. I don't know if I'd sit. Maybe I would just crack this in the afternoon, but I feel like this is a social drink.
Yeah,
There are some drinks that are pretty much for social environments, and some drinks that are more kind of hearty, like keep it in your pantry. Like that might be whatever, like milk, or people sometimes have like orange juice in their pantry.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's a destination drink. That's what this is.
I think the fact too that the cans are so thoughtfully put together, they're beautiful. I think it's meant to be something you do socially. Yeah, for sure.
People around you will be like, "That is a beautiful can."
Yeah,
that you have
wow,
there, Nicholas. It's
the
beautiful
cans on that one. Look at the traps on that one. They would say too.
Well, if Gamberg was around, I said his last name. I'm sorry. We'll take it out.
He's fine.
Yeah, that's not the same guy as the guy I was talking about earlier.
That's right.
Alex.
That's a different guy.
Two guys with great traps. How are your traps these days?
Kind of atrophying.
Oh,
that's part of what drew me to the adaptogens here. I think that's going to kind of bulk me up again.
They bulk your traps?
Yeah.
Good. Very good.
I was in the forums online and they were talking about Recess builds traps.
Hey, the other day, the last episode,
yeah,
we talked about mewing.
Boxed white wine.
Yeah, we talked about mewing and how that can improve your oral posture and
make
you
right.
more handsome. This is a part of a wider package called looksmaxxing.
Okay. Is this our Gen Alpha segment?
Yeah, this is Alpha Corner. Looksmaxxing, mewing can be part of any good looksmaxxing program.
Okay.
Is basically whether you decide to soft max or hard max. A soft max is a behavioral change like mewing. A hard max is literal surgery.
Oh, wow.
And this is all looksmaxxing in general is just to maximize your looks. Came from unsavory places on the internet, incel kind of based places on the internet. But then
I need to change myself so people will want to.
Yeah, and it's a lot of these sad, lonely guys that came up with this stuff. However, it's more or less entered the modern lexicon of your typical Gen Alpha. So that's been Alpha Corner.
A lot of great things have been invented from sad, lonely people.
Like what? Penicillin?
Physics. Yeah, penicillin.
Physics. I guess physics is true.
Looksmaxxing.
That's about it.
Sport.
Those are three great things that looksmaxxing, penicillin, and
writing.
physics.
Someone was lonely. They wanted to find a way to communicate with people away from them. They're like, I'm going to invent writing.
It is all about being closer together, isn't it?
At the end of the day.
So that's why maybe our AI agent isn't taking off the way we thought it was going to, Brian GPT.
We have saved on costs, at least, server costs.
Yeah, because no one's been using it. I would encourage people to try to use it a little bit. Not too much, though, please. Go to www.coldcans.cc, remember. But no, this is the whole thing with AI is people like, is it going to kind of replace us? I really think in the near to medium and even long term, there's very little risk of that unless AI becomes so powerful and interconnected that it kind of goes off the rails, which could happen. But in terms of people making products to replace human behavior, those are the types of early startups that aren't really working.
Okay.
What works are like assistants. And that's because you take the analogy. I heard this on a podcast recently. I listen to these podcasts.
Wow.
Take the analogy of computers have been better at human beings at chess since like 1997 when the first computer beat the like chess.
Is this the Deep Blue?
Yeah,
IBM's
exactly.
Deep Blue?
So since 1997,
Kasparov.
computers have been the best chess players on earth.
Okay.
And chess is still a bit of a spectator sport. People follow really good chess, but they don't watch two computers play. That's completely uninteresting to watch.
Sure.
People still watch human beings play, or it is interesting to watch a human play a computer or whatever. And that's because naturally, getting back to your lonely point, we all just want to be connected together in some way, whether that be like idolization of the best chess player on earth or whether that be whatever. But I think in the pretty substantially every seemingly new successful AI startup and product is about like just augmenting what we do for us. It's not replacing and totally automating things for us. At least right now. It might get that way soon.
Gotcha.
That gives me hope for the world, you know?
Yeah. I think if we're, hoping on our best part of humanity, that would be the case, that it would emphasize community and bring people closer together.
It's like it's the anti-Wall-E case. We actually maybe kind of don't want to just sit in the Wall-E chairs like sucking down flavorless like nutrient, packs and just like existing. We actually do want things, and it's mostly what we want is to like communicate and come together with one another.
Yeah. That reminds me of this. There was a tweet that went around recently. I think the person's an author. They were basically like, okay, I found the tweet. You know what the biggest problem with pushing all things AI is? It's the wrong direction. I want AI to do my laundry and dishes so that I can do art and writing, not for AI to do my art and writing so that I can do my laundry and dishes. Sort of on that same thing of like doing the maybe unnecessary tasks that humans have,
which is what every tool we've ever built ever
is trying to do, right?
It's like replacing something that used to be awful with something that's much more pleasant to do, so that we can focus on the soul of our character. Like,
but to stay on that subject, I think some people have perceived human interaction to be like the worst thing they could do. So they're like, how can I make interaction be exactly what I want it to be?
And some people are trying
to messy stuff.
And to that end, some people are trying to then replace human interaction with an alternative thing like TikTok. And it's like, no, this is getting you your fix of human interaction so that you don't have to interact.
Yeah, exactly.
I do think that's swimming upstream a little bit. Generationally speaking, eventually we're going to be like, something's missing in like my soul, and it is communicating with other people. You even see it coming out of the pandemic. People go back to work. People wanted to move back to the cities. New York didn't become a desert landscape. Like, people went back to New York City for a reason.
Yeah.
So this is an optimism. See, when you get the booze out of our lives,
that's right. We can see clearly.
We can see
the
clearly
magnesium.
Now. We can see clearly now. The magnesium's gone.
The booze is gone.
Yeah, the booze is gone.
Yeah.
Now the rain is gone.
Rain. The
brain.
The Caine. Michael Caine is gone.
I can see clearly now that Michael Caine's going. All right, let's move on.
We did it. Which one do you want next? Hop water or Mela?
Let's keep coming up this way. Let's do a watermelon Mela.
Okay.
Now, this is a real fun can. Big can.
Big old can. And it's literally watermelon water, like watermelon juice, basically.
It says shake well.
Yep. And they have, so I think that's probably not carbonated or maybe lightly carbonated. They have different flavors of this too. There's like a pineapple one and then a chili lime watermelon one, I think.
Wow.
I'm
it says this one contains hydration.
What?
Yeah, it says at the top of the can.
That's all our booze bottles said contains dehydration, so that makes sense that they're sort of differentiating in that way.
That's true. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Vivid color.
Thick viscousness in a vivid color. You can't see through this sucker.
No.
I didn't think that watermelon juice would be this colored.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be much more transparent. All right.
Cheers.
Whoo!
I think this is a very delicious drink.
I like it. Yeah.
Do you like it? It's very
I can't
sweet.
say it's my favorite type of juice by any means.
Sure.
Because part of the pleasure of watermelon is like the texture of watermelon.
The crunch, sure.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the Nestle-fication of things where you just put a flavor in a thing that doesn't, where I'm not accustomed to having that flavor.
Fair.
Like how chips can have any flavor now. It's kind of that going on for me.
I get that. It's interesting to me. I think on the nose as you're drinking this, you get like watermelon rind. It has like a very earthy smell to it as you're drinking it, but it doesn't taste that way. It just sort of tastes sweet.
It is really sweet.
It is.
I would not want to drink a whole one of these cans. By the way.
Oh, yeah. This is a 16 ounce, 16.9 ounce. It's a lot. I've had this one. I first had it in San Diego, and it was like hot out, and it was perfect for that. It was like a nice hydration in a can. Yeah, I think it's really good, but I agree. You can't drink this whole thing.
No. It is, once again, missing something, a little booziness. It's good. Like you said, it's pretty sweet. So if you're picking one of these up at the store, this one isn't like a casual sipper on the side. This is kind of
Might share this.
Yeah, you share that.
This is a goon bag in a can, basically.
Yeah, they basically, I don't have to add anything to that. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like how orange juice at breakfast, to me, it doesn't really go with the rest of breakfast sometimes. Orange juice to me is a little bit of a destination.
Oh, really?
So what I typically do, is orange juice, I'll take that thing down before I even touch the food or anything like that.
Okay.
I'm done with it. It's a little appetite. It's a palate cleanser.
Gotcha.
And I eat
Cuts
all the
through
food.
that toothpaste remnants from your morning.
And then I eat all the food, and then coffee goes with the food. Well, I like to sip a coffee
in
the food.
I think that's fair. I usually do the orange juice at the end of my meal. I usually get a little bit of sweet tooth once I've had my savory stuff. So I save it. But I agree. I also would never drink 16 ounces of orange juice at breakfast. So along the same lines of this, I wouldn't drink this whole thing.
Yeah, that can's too big. That's a family can.
Yep.
The whole damn family could have a Mela.
They could. Let's do some can copy, for God's sake.
Please.
Premium sourced watermelons. Transport yourself to Vietnam's deep, authentic jungle, where its climate produces the world's most perfect and ripe watermelons. Straight from their juicy red cores to our cans, Mela is served as a slice of paradise with every sip. And there's more, but I don't want to finish it.
Try to convince my uncle that he should be transported to the jungles of Vietnam. Mela.
Come on. Vietnam's a beautiful country.
Damn it. Of course it is.
I was lucky enough to go with some friends, and it was beautiful. My question, they make that many watermelons that they can just squeeze a bunch of them to put in a can like that. Isn't that crazy?
They make that many watermelons?
It just seems wild.
Well, think about that. I think about that with coffee all the time.
Sure.
They make this many coffee beans.
Sure.
The whole world is grinding up a ton of coffee beans every fucking day.
And it is unsustainable in that particular instance.
So they don't make that many. I don't know. I mean, there's nobody drinking this shit. So there's not, relatively speaking, not that many watermelons that need to exist for Mela to exist.
Maybe not.
Because compared to orange juice or apple juice or something like that.
They even had these in a, where were we? We were in Rosengard is the name of this. It's like a place you can go and take pictures of tulips or something in northern Washington.
The Tulip Festival.
Around there.
Skagit Valley?
Yeah, in the Skagit Valley. They had cans of these in the little gift shop there. There was LaCroix and then these. So I think they're becoming a little bit more common.
They're gluten-free.
Hey. So yeah, I really like the taste. I think this would be an excellent mixer with some tequila.
Yes.
And
have you talked about this yet on the show?
I deliberated over what we should do on this episode for a long time because
I was floored that it wasn't.
I didn't want to do that to you though. So to fill in listeners, I've declared this summer my tequila boy summer. I'm trying to acquire a taste for agave.
You're agave curious.
Yes. And I've been drinking tequilas, been trying to compare them, see what I like see which types I like, which brands, I guess. I've only been drinking Blanco tequila, but I know you aren't the biggest tequila fan, so I didn't want to do that to you, making you drink a bunch of tequilas on the show.
Well, I mean, I made you drink a bunch of low-grade red and white wine, so it would have been fine. But here's the thing. Good tequila, much like most hard liquor, I do not mind. In fact, I really like good tequila.
Okay.
I just have had so much bad tequila in my life that I'm like, I don't like tequila. Then when I ended up growing up a little bit, having enough money to buy like a good tequila drink at a bar instead of just whatever's on rail, I was like, oh shit, I get this whole tequila thing.
Totally.
Now, I gave you a tequila fact that your mind couldn't even comprehend.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That, in fact, tequila is a type of mezcal, not the other way around.
I think you're right when we looked this up, but so mezcal just means anything made from the agave plant, basically. That's
right. Of which tequila is the most prominent type.
Yep. But then mezcal is like a specific thing that has like, the smoky flavor to it.
But I think now we're going to get in some big trouble with all the people who actually know. I apologize to Jay and anyone else who's
I think I know what it is, though.
Okay, go ahead.
They're basically referring to two different things, though, and it seems like mezcal, the beverage, is a shortened version of something called Nahuatl Mezcali, which means oven-cooked agave.
Right. So it's like a colloquialism to say, like, I'll have a mezcal as a type of tequila.
Right.
When those of the know go, of course you'll have a mezcal. Give me more clarity from there, fucko.
Yeah. And tequila has to be made with Blue Weber agave, I believe, and mezcal can be made from any type
all day, my whole life.
Okay, so tequila, maybe we'll do that some other time. Maybe in the depths of winter, I'll bring out Tequila Winter Boy.
You're going to be Tequila Winter Boy as well. Yeah. Has your agave curiosity led you anywhere? Have you discovered something that you didn't understand about yourself or the agave plant?
Not emotionally, but I think taste-wise, I do. I mean, I like it cold, even if I'm just drinking it straight. I don't necessarily like sipping on room temperature tequila, so I'll usually put an ice cube in it, similar to like you would like you would bourbon or whatever, scotch.
Okay.
Not an ice cube, but water. So yeah.
What about
cold?
What do you like it? So I mentioned I like high grade tequila, but I guess I also should say I love a low grade margarita. Any day of the week,
for sure,
at any place, no matter how bad it is.
I
do like it. So maybe I do like tequila.
You might, yeah, because I mean, you and I both love like Mexican cuisine, and tequila goes great with that. Obviously, I will say on the margarita front, maybe we've talked about this on the show already, but a blended margarita, I've been getting more behind. I get it's whatever,
very
tacky, yes, but. It's nice. It does slow you down a little bit because when you get that marg on the rocks, I'm like sucking that thing down so quickly.
I'll drink a marg on the rocks in 6 seconds.
Yeah.
And I try to get all the salt off the lip. I was listening to the Sloppy Boys. They were saying that they had a margarita with worm salt on it. Worm salt.
I did hear, yeah.
Dehydrated worms. Gives you like a mineralness.
Yeah,
I'd like to try that.
We should find this place. I'm sure there's a place that'll do it.
Yeah.
In Seattle.
Hey, what's your favorite cuisine?
Mexican.
Me too.
With a bullet, yeah.
And it's like pretty easy. There are plenty that I like. I mean, I love all types of. I like Southern Italian cuisines, which is pizza, the bufala mozzarella. I love that kind of shit. Sicilian food, that kind of stuff. And I think the only other one that would give it a go for me that I couldn't live without is like honestly like American barbecue. I fucking love.
Sure,
but then. Indian food and the wide swath of Japanese food out there, from sushi to, katsu and things like that.
Yeah, sure.
Ramen.
I do love sushi. That scratches a very particular itch. I did. That is great. I could eat Mexican food every day though and be happy.
Me too. I'm never sick of it.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to our last one.
Let's do it. Hopping on over. Come on.
Stop.
Hot water.
Stop.
Peach-flavored sparkling hop water crafted with adaptogens and nootropics.
There's adaptogens and nootropics in this?
Yes.
Have there been nootropics in anything else we've had?
Nope, just till now. So get ready for the conversation to reach a whole other level.
That's why I have this splitting headache. I haven't had any nootropics in the last 10 minutes. All right. Okay, adaptogens and nootropics.
That does have a nice like light peach color to it.
Similar to the first one, to recess mood.
It is. A little lighter, but...
I said similar. So this was a tough one to come back to because it is similar to the first one, and there's so much flavor in that watermelon one that now this kind of feels like
it's pretty tough.
It's like the kiss of hops, which I don't like anything that's like a kiss of flavor.
Oh, really?
I shouldn't say I don't like anything, but I typically like even seltzer waters, like the kiss of lime.
Sure.
It just feels like, again, like, I don't know. I was described this way probably on this podcast before, but if you took a Gatorade bottle and you filled it up with water, but there was a little bit of Gatorade still in it, and it kind of tastes like Gatorade, I hate that. I hate it.
That's fair. I think the hop is subtle enough in this that I don't mind it. I don't get the thing because I agree, I don't like that when it's like, it's just in the background there. But here it's like a compliment to the peach in a way that feels nice to me.
Yeah. So maybe what I'm describing is I don't like when there's like no other flavor, like water, and then in the background a flavor. I've, of course, like a balanced drink that has a flavor very forward, and then also in the background it's got a little of something. This kind of does have peach right on the front, and then in the back it's like hoppy, like a beer.
Yeah.
It is.
I kind of like it. Yeah. I don't mind it at all. It is also gluten-free. The hops are Citra, Amarillo, Mosaic, and Azaka. And then this has ashwagandha in it for distressing and unwinding, and some more L-theanine in it for mood and cognitive performance. We're thought-maxing right now.
Yes. I spent all my time looksmaxxing. I need to be spending more time thought-maxing with agave. Or not with agave, with nootropics.
We can make it with agave. Joseph?
Those hops, Citra and Mosaic, those are what you'll often see as the basis of like a hazy IPA.
Right.
It'll be like Citra hops. So definitely got a little bit of that funk in this too, which is good.
Yeah, it's nice. In our Citra, some of those, the West Coast grown hops, like are those grown out here?
Yakima hops.
Yeah, Yakima hops.
Yes.
Sounds right. I've not heard of Azaka before.
Look it up, Nicholas. He's looking it up.
I'm looking it up.
He's got a computer with internet access directly in front of him, ladies and gentlemen.
They're named after the Haitian god of agriculture, apparently.
What are?
Azaka hops.
Azaka hops.
Okay, this
Azaka.
America Homebrewers Association says it's a new breed growing in popularity, and it's bred by Kirin Brewery Company in Japan.
Oh.
Of half American and European heritage. Yeah, interesting.
Wow. Azaka Petrie.
I could name a daughter that someday.
Wow, your brother's name is that.
Oh, Zach. Right. Zach. Well, I was saying Azaka, but yeah, sure. Good one.
Thank you.
Don't settle. We didn't.
He rolled his eyes.
I did. Don't settle. We didn't. Who wants to choose between having fun or missing out? Exactly no one. When we couldn't find a drink that satisfied our craving for hops while keeping us hyped and hydrated, we went out and made it. Now anyone can cheers when they wanna. Cans up to that.
Exactly no one makes me this my least favorite drink.
I know, that's
stupid
the
fucking line.
Weird, yeah.
Let me count.
Early aughts.
I count exactly 0. How about that?
Or maybe late aughts, I suppose. Yeah, that's too bad. Said no one ever.
That's what it is. That's what it brings to mind. Said no one ever.
Yep. So that's too bad.
We need to be done. We need to retire. Said no one ever. Said no one ever.
Even the can is like feels dated to like that period in time. The can design feels a little like
I fucking hate
a little past its time.
This one sucks.
Okay.
Said no one ever. I love hop water.
Joey,
somebody stop me.
Okay, I got a few things for you.
Okay. Yeah.
First,
you have a few things.
We have
segments.
Parable.
Oh, okay, very
Actually,
good.
it doesn't have to be parable. It can just be eaten.
I've already been pairing, so I'd say all of this stuff pairs well for what it's worth.
Do you feel healthier? I feel healthier. I feel lighter.
Yeah, the nootropics are coursing through my body. My veins are blue now.
Yes. I don't know about AI chest, but my chest is popping off now because of the adaptogens.
But I know my chest is popping off.
Yeah, but there you go. Hey, I know.
Oh God, I saw what you pulled out of the bag. Jesus Christ. All right, go.
That's not who
introduce
I pulled out.
No, it's not.
Okay, so
this is a product of Jesus's enemy, the devil.
Yeah, true. The light side has come for this one. Okay, Oreos did a collaboration with Star Wars. It's very fun and cool, and the art on it looks great. Joe's going to get a picture of me with it. Take a picture of me, Joey.
You look great.
Thanks, buddy.
We already have some pictures, so don't waste more memory on your phone.
Okay, I won't waste any more. So this is Star Wars dark side or light side, and basically there's cream in the cookies that's either blue or red, and you don't know which is in which one until you open it, which is very fun. It says red or blue cream with Kyber inspired sugar crystals.
Kyber crystals.
Joey, can
from
you
Ilum.
explain to the casual listener what Kyber is?
Now, Kyber crystals are the basis of a Jedi Padawan's lightsaber. So as you go through your Padawan journey, you'll go to the planet Ilum. And you go into specific caves in Ilum where you'll start to see some shit. You'll have to confront your fears. Do you embrace fear?
Oh, no.
Unlimited power. Or do you find the light side? And you basically... I said Emperorio Palpatine.
That's pretty good. The Palpatine app shows me where all the Star Wars films are being played.
That's what I need to do is piggyback off of Alex's act and make the Palpatine app. You go into the caves of Ilum. You find a crystal there that basically speaks to you, or maybe it finds you. It's the Force. The Force is
okay.
And then you basically use that Kyber crystal. You hand it to, I can't recall the name, but he's basically a droid that makes lightsabers, has been doing it for forever.
Wow.
Showed up, I believe, in the recent series Ahsoka.
Okay.
Very fun cameo for Clone Wars fans who are understanding what I'm saying right now. And that droid robot will make fucking your lightsaber, and then when you go shing, you see the color. It's like part of you.
Wow.
And so I find it an odd and a very interesting choice indeed that Luke's lightsaber is blue in this one. Luke has famously had both blue and green lightsabers.
And do we know why?
No, I can't. Well, probably, but I can't recall off the top of my head.
Was the other one after his hand got cut off, he got the different color?
I'm going to ask ChatGPT.
Okay.
I'll ask Brian GPT.
But if you couldn't tell, Joe's been a big Star Wars head of late.
Love Star Wars. Why did Luke's lightsaber color?
While Joey does look it up corner, I've got a little bit of mailbag. Zach Jabal, friend of the show, family of the show, sounded off. We called him on the last episode. He didn't pick up. He was coaching T-ball. We exchanged some texts. I said, we're doing a live call. And he said, oh, sorry, I couldn't answer. And then, what is that? 22 days later, or 23, he said, thrilled to finally experience the other side of this conversation. So he must have listened to the show, not when it dropped, but eventually. And then I said, your silence on the boxed wine episode has been deafening. It's like you have daily responsibilities or something. He said, I kept fast forwarding, trying to find Michael Caine's 25 minutes on Boeing aircraft. I got to, and then here's...
The panos go flying off.
Here's his dragging comment. I got to say, it's charming to have Joey be totally wrong because he remembered a fact incorrectly and not because he asked a chatbot.
That is kind of a charming way to be wrong.
It is more charming that way, yeah.
I'll come up with all sorts of ways to be wrong.
And then I said, his Kane stuff is really good, though. I had your back.
Thank you.
And then I said...
He doesn't like Michael Caine.
No, he loves it. He was looking for the Boeing segment. And I said, personally, I'm happy to be mostly done talking wine because I don't have any good or accurate takes. And then he said, no comment.
Jabal is constantly dragging us. And now we have to read it on the show as he drags us.
Every time.
The 25 minutes of Michael Caine doing Boeing stuff.
Yeah.
All behind the paywall, folks. Subscribe to our Patreon. Hey, so the blue lightsaber that Luke used in Star Wars A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back originally belonged to Anakin, but he lost that lightsaber during his duel with Darth Vader in The Empire Strikes Back. In Return of the Jedi, he constructs his own. Now, why that's green and why that's... This, of course, I knew all of that. But the color change signifies Luke's growth and development as a Jedi. The primary reason... in the real world for this change was because the blue lightsaber was difficult to see against the bright blue sky of Tatooine. The green color provided better visual contrast and visibility on screen.
Nice. So it's practical.
So when Luke constructed his new green lightsaber, ostensibly he went to Ilum.
I thought it was only kids and Padawans, though. So he was kind of back to school type Rodney Dangerfielding it there.
Yeah, he kind of Dangerfielded it in Ilum. Got his Kyber crystal and simply constructed a new one. I had a bite. I tasted the Kyber crystal crystalness of it.
Yeah, what did you think?
They were inspired by Kyber. It reminded me of Kyber.
Kyber-esque for sure.
otherwise tasted sort of like an Oreo. You got the dark side. Did you mention that?
I didn't yet. Yeah, I opened it, got the dark side. So,
and if you twist one of these
open, what is going on with this?
I have a theory here.
Well, I think, go for it. Here, let's get a picture first. So he twisted it open, which they used to, tell you to do, kind of. They were like, twist it, dunk it, pull it.
That was the bop it.
Yeah. Then they said no one ever. And who's on the cookie? Because we got
Darth.
A bunch of different. Nice, got the
Darth's
Darth
on the
cookie.
cookie.
That's pretty fun. Let's pull focus from Joey's face onto Darth. There we go. Yes.
Dark's got the cookie. Anakin himself. You did a good bit on this. You want to share it?
Sure. So this is Anakin, young Anakin, talking to Padme in what's the second one? They're the second prequel.
Attack the Clones.
Attack of the Clones.
Is that right?
I think that's when he's doing it, right? Because he doesn't. Yeah, that's when he's doing it.
Yeah. Keep going.
I ate them. I ate them all. So this is Anakin telling Padme that he killed all of the Sand People
when
they took his mother as a slave.
He killed he basically committed genocide to the Sand People.
The Tuskens,
he killed women, children,
Tatooine.
To the Tusken Raiders. And you said,
and I sort of made a funny spin on that genocide by saying I ate them all.
Yeah, I'm committing genocide to this bag of Oreos. I'll tell you that much. Hey, my theory for why there's a little white circle inside the red.
Yeah,
cost savings on red dye.
I bet that's right. What? Because that's not Star Wars canon at all, right? There's no thing that's like a white spot in the middle of a red field.
No.
Yeah. So it's probably color or saving money on the colored cream.
Yep.
All right, that's been Star Wars Corner. Now, Joey, on to the final segment. I poured a little bit of tequila. We have Siete Leguas, pretty good tequila. I've really enjoyed it. Good balance of cost and taste. Which of these non-alcoholic canned beverages would you like as a mixer?
I think I would like to try the Tepache.
Okay.
Cactus prickly pear.
That seems like a good call.
So
Mexico.
So he's got some nice looking tequila.
Yep.
We got what would you call that ratio?
About
3 to 1. Here.
Yeah, 3 to 1.
So I'll stir that up a little bit.
That's right.
You're doing the same?
Yeah, I'll do the same. So we're off the same.
I have Oreo
Cheers.
in my mouth a little bit.
That could change it. Maybe a little mole flavor there on the back end.
That's very nice.
It's good.
It's perfect.
Because the tequila does have sort of the earthiness to it. Like that is true of like agave, I think, is like it has an earthiness to it. It fits well with this Tepache drink.
Balanced.
That's the cactus prickly pear.
Wow. This is good. Now these I could suck down.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not pacing this.
No.
I'm replacing my liver with this. Okay, yeah. Now, did you have any segments?
No, I didn't write any segments down.
I'm glad.
This time.
I appreciate that.
Thanks
for letting me drive the bus. I do appreciate it.
I think you're doing great.
Thank you. Let's rank them.
Yeah, that would be the next segment.
Pre-mixed. So just on their own, what would you say is your ranking here? Again, to remind the listeners, we have peach-flavored hop water, watermelon water from Mela, Tepache's Prictus. Man, that tequila hits fast.
Yeah.
Cactus prickly pear.
That's hard. Tepache's Prictus. Tepache's cactus prickly pear.
And then Recess's mood grapefruit tangerine flavor.
Well, that Recess can's really starting to piss me off the more tequila I have. Because that's a lot like the Recess made, the company that we once founded.
Is that font the same, too? Is it kind of like that?
It's
just like
hop and a
loose cursive?
Yes. The whole idea was like Sunset, Southern California-y vibe. Really pissing me off. All right. I have a ranking. Do you want me to share it?
Please do, yes.
Or keep it to myself and we just call it a day.
Keep it yourself. Yeah. We'll wrap it up. Tell me, 4 to 1.
4 to 1. Number 4 is probably, unfortunately, peach flavored hop water, the sparkling hop water. I just thought kind of not enough of anything.
That's fair. It's very light, yeah.
To stand out and be something distinct that I would assume you're paying more than like a sparkling water would cost. For this.
I think it's probably
it's not
3 times the cost of like a LaCroix or something.
Then there's not enough going on to justify that, in my opinion. Number 3, Recess mood. As I mentioned a second ago, I'm getting hot around the collar about this brand. It's really starting to piss me off. Similar with hop water, where it's good. I thought it has more flavor. There's more going on.
Yep.
I'd consider buying this as a refreshing pacer for sure at a party. So there's like a tier between hop water and recess mood. Then it's Mela for me. It was excellent, full of flavor, very different, hard to compare almost.
Yeah.
But it's like a juice. It's kind of different than the other types of drinks.
It is, yep.
And then I love Cactus Pear, Tepache's Cactus Prickly Pear. I thought that was excellent on the nose, excellent going down, and it mixes excellently with tequila should you choose to do that. Loved that one.
Totally. Very versatile. I think I'm not far enough away from you to mess with our rankings there. I think that's great. I really like the watermelon water, but you're right. It is a different drink. You can't really casually just sit there and sip that. It has 38 grams of sugar in a full can. So that'd be pushing it a little bit. That would be great as a mixer, though, I bet. And I want to try that maybe off air.
Well, that could be another, maybe Marco Kaido try it. Maybe as a assessment.
We could do that. Yeah,
a Patreon.
This one. And then the Tepache.
This supposed to blow the bloody nose off.
The Tepache has the most complex flavor of them all and is very good, especially with tequila.
It's excellent with tequila. I also want to try the tequila and watermelon. I would skip, miss me with that, the other two.
What if you had the hop water mixed with a beer?
I mean, I would love to try hop water mixed with beer. Said no one ever. Got your ass.
Hold back a spit take there, Joey. How dare you?
Well, let's try it. Fuck
All
it.
right,
We have enough airtime.
Mela. We got time.
We're contractually obligated to go an hour and a half, right?
We are, but we're currently in negotiations with our lawyers. And they're nodding.
We're negotiating with our lawyers?
Yeah. Because it's them. They want to get the hourly rate of sitting in studio for that hour and a half.
But
we're trying to
we've
cut them
established
back.
canonically that they're on retainer.
Shit, that's right. Well, forget what I said.
So you're also paying them an hourly rate? we got
to get our books figured out.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to try the Siete Legos mixed with the Mela watermelon water. Or Mila, I guess it could be, but Spanish.
A very aggressive pour there. You got some droplets on your not your PC.
Did I? My Mac Daddy.
It's your Mac Daddy. That's a
Cheers.
new Mac Daddy, isn't it? That's a nice one.
That is from this year. I had to replace my old one because my lovely fiance spilled watermelon on my lemonade. I mean, on my other one, straight into the back.
No good. Spilled watermelon on.
We had so many watermelons after our trip to Vietnam that she just couldn't keep them away from my laptop.
I'm not so sure.
I know it's not that good. I think it needs some ice. I think if this was colder.
Maybe
50 minutes in, this has come to room temp a little bit. It's not as good as the other one, though.
I think it's a ton of strong juice flavor, and I don't know enough about shit to talk about anything. But
yet this podcast exists.
But typically with a juice flavor, like you'd put something like a vodka, like the tequila has such a strong, distinct flavor that, well, let's try it. Fuck it. All right, Nick's bringing out the vodka.
We got the Kirkland signature.
Holy shit.
Yard tall.
That's what we need a picture of. I can't get my camera app. That's good. That's a big bottle of vodka.
It is. So it's the
big bazooka boy.
5 times distilled. Kirkland signature, imported from France vodka.
Wow.
And it's, that's like distilled. 18 inches tall, maybe 2 feet tall.
You might be talking 20 inches. You might be clearing 20 on that one.
I think that will be better. I think I'm going to go grab a couple ice cubes as well, because I think that will help.
You want me to fill time?
Joey would love you, or Michael, to fill time.
It's been a precipitous decline for Boeing. Started out as market leader. Well, no, it started out as market leader, but the juxtaposition of a Boeing with an Airbus, 2 fish commands. Boeing cut corners, went through CEOs, never did prioritize safety above everything else, but prioritize profits. And isn't that something, Batman, that we could all learn from? That Gotham, just like Gotham prioritizing profits. A panel went flying off.
Penguin?
Yeah, Penguin, your typical poison ivy. I think she liked profits. Who else liked profits? Joker didn't care about profits.
No.
Didn't give a shit.
No.
Riddler mostly just cared about asking Riddlers.
Iceman must have wanted profits.
Iceman?
What's Schwarzenegger's guy? Mr. Freeze.
Schwarzenegger's character. All right.
Speaking
Point
of
is,
the Boeing
is a lot
hearings.
like Gotham, so I'm trying to bloody say. You were supposed to blow the bloody nose off. You were supposed to bring some bloody ice. All right, let's get off of this.
Congrats on your boy Josh Hawley's performance in the Boeing hearings, by the way. I know that meant a lot to you.
I am almost always down to just piggyback on, even from a cold start, whatever joke you're trying to make and be like, oh, yeah.
Oh, you weren't watching
I don't
the
know who
C-SPAN
Josh
stuff.
Hawley
Got
is.
it.
Who is he? Oh, I wasn't watching
senator.
C-SPAN. No, I wasn't.
He's a, or maybe Congress. No, he is a senator from Missouri, I believe. Yeah. He's a huge Trump guy, but he was like
okay. Yeah, he's my boy.
grilling the Boeing guy. But he's just such a jackass, like clearly playing to the TV and the whatever Twitter clips and stuff.
Of course.
And don't get me wrong, the Boeing guy needs to be held accountable, but it was just like, okay.
Did I make an appearance?
I didn't see it. I don't know. I'm kind of only on the Hawley feed.
The top of 1% of Boeing's profits. You take out the top 1% only. All right.
I think even adding those 2 cubes to finish that tequila version was
It did, but
nicer.
it still doesn't quite work.
I
There's
agree.
a bit of a
No, you're not wrong.
clash. A little bit of a clash. It's almost like Badge Nemesis Two-Face. You know, with the nice pour there. Hold
you.
on, I didn't even behind you now. That's a big jug. I don't think I could lift that. Can you lift that right over your head? Yeah. Oh, that's a strong man. Hercules.
Oh, my traps. All right, I might have...
What was that from? Hercules.
The Disney Hercules, right? The animated Hercules?
I swear it was like a
Is
Eddie
it something
Murphy
else?
and the Clumps doing it or something.
Oh, yeah.
think it was
that
a Clump
sounds
bit.
right. Yeah. Hercules. Yeah, it is. It's from the Nutty Professor.
Nutty
yeah.
Professor.
The
Okay.
well, that
would've
is
been
the Clumps.
precursor to the Clumps. Clumps is a standalone movie, though.
Oh, is it?
You have to understand the Clumps franchise had a bit of a foothold in the early 2000s on pop culture.
Oh, Hercules.
There it is. I knew there was something there.
Mama Clump says it.
Man, you get 2 things of tequila, and we really lighten up a little bit on this pod. We were like
I
talking
know.
about the societal impact of AI, and then we're like, let's put one of these in tequila, and now we're playing Clump clips of. Oh, Mama Clump said that in 1997.
Okay, no. So Nutty Professor 2, The Clumps, is from 2000, for what it's worth. And
Okay.
that's where this appears. Scientist Sherman Klump's inventions, his upcoming marriage to his pretty colleague Denise Gaines, and his reputation are threatened by his evil clone, Buddy Love.
What did? Oh yeah, he had an evil clone. What did the Nutty Professor? What was his deal? What did he do? He didn't make flubber.
No. That was Robin Williams.
Did he
famously.
talk to animals? That's Dr. Doolittle.
Animal?
No, that's Dr. Doolittle. I don't know what the Nutty Professor did. What made him so nutty? He was heavy
Okay,
set.
he's a university professor named Sherman Klump, a brainy and kind-hearted man who is morbidly obese. And that's straight from
So that is
Wikipedia. I think
his
we
whole
don't like
shtick
to
is that
use the
he's-
term morbidly obese anymore, by the way. That was
Well, it's
created.
a time and a place. You're reading about it
Sure.
from a time and a place.
Sure.
You didn't say it. You're just reading it.
It's true. He's
So
a
he was-
research scientist, academic, and lecturer. Klump develops a miraculous but experimental weight loss pharmaceutical, and hoping to win the affection of the girl of his dreams, tests it upon himself.
It's a body shaming thing, and then he got skinny.
So the movie poster is Professor Klump overweight, looking in the mirror, and then it's Eddie Murphy jacked in a wrestling singlet giving the thumbs up.
Wow. So it was about losing weight
It was
to win
about
over the
weight
affection of a
loss,
woman.
yeah.
That's a damn shame. I didn't know the Nutty Professor had that kind of undertones to it.
Well, this is like the precursor to Ozempic, for God's sake. You know, if you want to predict the future, look to the
It
past.
could have been made by Barton Klump himself.
Sherman Klump.
Professor Sherman Klump could have made Ozempic. Now that's the bit that we should be doing.
You could do that on stage somewhere, yeah.
For
You guys
me,
heard this is
Ozempic?
Ozempic?
What was it made by Professor Sherman Klump?
You could do that. That'd be funny.
Should I go to a open mic night
Yes.
Seattle comedy scene?
Yes.
And do Michael Caine?
Go to Club
Ozempic
Comedy
jokes?
Yes, Club Comedy on 15th Ave, and do some. And that's all you've got, basically. Michael Caine doing
Ozempic joke.
Ozempic, and specifically Ozempic connected to the Nutty Professor jokes.
So, who rolled out Ozempic for the first time? Was it Professor Sherman Clump?
I think it'd be pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's it, though. That's sort of it. And you get 3 minutes at these venues.
I've got to read the rest of this plot summary of the Nutty Professor.
I'm going to try the vodka melon. What is it? Melon?
Mela. Okay. Professor Clump goes on a date with Carla Purdy, a chemistry graduate who looks up to his work. He takes her to a club called The Scream. He is made fun of for his weight by an insult comic named Reggie Warrington. This influences him to test his serum on himself the next morning, losing 250 pounds within seconds. He initially celebrates the weight loss, but later finds the effects of the serum are only temporary. Sherman adopts a false identity, Buddy Love, and invites Carla out on a date at The Scream again.
But I thought Buddy Love was an evil twin.
That's in Nutty Professor 2.
Okay.
This is 1. This is the original.
So he just happened to name his false identity the same as his literal evil twin that already exists canonically?
Get this.
Okay.
Sherman's buddy persona starts to develop an independent personality due to the heightened testosterone levels of the transformation, gradually changing from his regular good-natured self to perverted and arrogant. This transformation is seen by Sherman's lab assistant, Jason. And then there's more. I shouldn't
Jason
read the whole
GPT.
thing. Jason GPT. I did not remember those plot details.
I didn't know. I thought he was talking to animals before I realized that was Dr.
Doolittle. That's right.
This is awful. This Mela
is it?
vodka
okay, I haven't
mix.
even tasted
it.
The
tequila is a little bit better with it, but
yeah, you're right. This surprisingly doesn't work well as a mixer.
I thought for sure it would. I don't like it, but I'm going to finish it. But
yeah, it's pretty.
It isn't great.
That's too bad.
Something's off with that vodka.
No, the vodka's fine. It's 5 times distilled.
Why do you have such a big fucking bottle?
This is just what they sell at Costco. That's where the costs go.
The costs go to the bottle manufacturing, because that's a pretty bottle.
Yeah. Well, we did it again where we got through the meat of the episode in 35 minutes and then spent 30 minutes BSing.
Well, we did Alpha Corner. So let's do a little recap. What did we learn today, folks? Gen Alpha is looksmaxxing, which can be a combination of soft maxing or hard maxing.
That's right.
We learned that Michael Caine does bits in the Patreon. Go to coldcans.cc today.
That's right. Web traffic for coldcans.cc is off the charts, by the way.
Can we handle it? Can our servers handle it?
Yes, we can handle it. We've upgraded.
Okay, great. I got the new GPUs. We learned about Luke's lightsaber, and we learned about the planet of Ilum.
That's right.
And then finally, Nutty Professor Doolittle. Hey, if you're
One
trying
and
to,
the same,
if
is
you're
what we learned.
If you're trying to pace yourself, you kind of can't go wrong with all of them. But I would choose the Tepache Cactus Prickly Pear. And you seem to agree?
I think so. And I think it's the thing I said about there being a whole wall of these is that it is nice that you have options if you're looking to get something.
So you'd say you're going out for the afternoon, you get a 6-pack of beer or seltzer or something, and you get a 6-pack of Pacer stuff.
Yeah.
You might won't go through it all, but then you got plenty there to have a nice afternoon.
It's a beautiful way to do it.
Very good.
Joey, any sneak peek of next month, what we have to look forward to?
I simply haven't thought about it yet.
Yes.
No, I have a couple of ideas.
Okay.
But I might surprise you the way you surprised me today.
It's fun that way.
It's fun that way. And then
we got to keep this relationship fresh by surprising each other now and again. You know,
that's right. And I'll another way I do that is by keeping up with what's happening with Gen Alpha and their kind of lexicon and just the zeitgeist of Gen Alpha. From Z to A in that case.
Come on.
And then Michael Caine will be returning. Just look for all your favorites.
You bring a lot to the podcast, Joey.
Likewise, my friend.
I bring a lot of vibes.
The vibes are 99% of the pod.
Well, we're working on new merch. Find it at coldcans.cc. And we'll see you next month. Have a great, 4th of July. This will probably come out sometime either right before or after.
Yeah. Yeah, may the vibes be with you, said no one ever.
Hey!